welcome to the Practical Ascension podcast. I'm your Practical Ascension guide, Tracy Goody. Over the next few months, I am hosting a series of interviews from multiple light leaders exploring different perspectives on Ascension impact. There's no one spiritual truth. Instead, we're all experiencing our own truth each and every day and creating our reality from this place. As I was exploring the topic of Ascension impact, I felt like I could serve even better by delivering this interview series along with my own perspective. So be sure that you are subscribed to catch each of these powerful interviews and anchor into the visions and ascension energies that they bring. I'm so excited for the lineup. So to get this series started, I am giving my current perspective and insight on impacting ascension through clarifying energetic waters. So my focus today is on reconnection with the divine within you, as often is my focus. So this has been flowing through me recently, and it really ties in with my method of guiding equally through the descent and ascent, through the light and the dark. My perspective today is on increasing your sense of divine connection through clarifying your waters of intuition and the waters of your emotional body. As you clarify this for yourself and in the Akash, you help to clarify this for the collective as well. So when we take on this role of light worker or change maker, whatever word that you use for assisting with the light, awakening, healing, we are also designed with a distinct divine frequency that when we allow it, will unravel throughout our life. And in my view, this is our ascension impact. So our ascension impact, in my perspective, is not a business idea or a way of being, but an entire culmination of lifetimes of work and dedication to learning and growing through incarnations, anchored and condensed into this one human life that we're in right now. So this lifetime, it's a frequency that we anchor and emit throughout this whole life that we're in. So as we ascend and integrate the lessons and energies we are presented with throughout our lifetime, we become an increasingly clear channel for the divine that is available to anchor in and through us. So it becomes crystallized in the words we use, but also in our actual energy field. So we become a clear channel for the divinity that is within us to make an impact on Earth, on the collective, on our family line, on the land, on everything that makes up this energetic reality. And as we clear and clarify the waters of our intuitive flow, we become receptacles for divine guidance and insight. And this isn't just something that you wake up your intuition and then you're like, okay, I'm clear. This is like a lifelong thing that continues to get more and more magical as you explore it. So we make our mission that much easier when we can really see, feel, and know what to be and do. And it really becomes more natural for us to tap into our intuitive knowledge and ascertain those next steps. Logical steps can only get us so far in this time of ascension before we must consult the divine truth within us to really propel ourselves into our deepest soul desire. So there is some form of intuition connected to everyone, every single person. And within that connection, there's an even greater connection and clarity that is now ready to unfold. So as we're moving through the years and ascension energies in a linear way, as we're experiencing it on Earth, there are increasingly clarified ascension energies, activations, and insights available to us. So it just keeps revealing more and more. And the more that we practice, explore, and engage our intuitive senses, the more they will reveal to us. The more sensitive we become, the more clarity we have to feel our way forward. And the easiest and clearest path forward is not always obvious and often is going to go against our logical program and take us into the unknown that resides deep within. And that's going to really unlock these latent soul desires we didn't know we had, and these abilities that we may have only just glimpsed, but this is our reality now. So this is our birthright to uncover, to understand, and to clarify these intuitive waters. So in my perspective, from where I'm at right now, clarifying your intuitive waters is one of the most powerful ways in which we can support our ascension impact. And what does this look like for you? That's up for you to discern. So that's part of intuition. For many, this is just spending some time in silence, in nature, maybe in deep union with yourself, this sense of exploration and wonder as to what might arise as you do that. Now, this may also be a practice of developing your intuitive senses based on how connected you are with that part of yourself. If you're feeling the nudge to a greater connection within your intuitive waters, but unsure where to get started, you can also get access to my free 3-part masterclass on developing your intuition. I'll put the link for that in the show notes below. So that's like 3 hours of developing your intuition. If you don't know where else to start, get started with that. But to get you started right now and in the nature of practical ascension, here are 3 ways that you can begin to clarify your intuitive waters right now. Number 1 is practice self-trust. And you do not have to wait until you're like full-blown psychic and a galactic channel to start trusting yourself. You can start this with everyday things like intuitive eating, choosing what feels best for you to watch and listen to, and trusting your discernment, and it's going to continue to clarify your intuitive waters. And why do I say intuitive waters? I've just kind of realized that I know what it means, but not everybody does. So in our pineal gland, it is surrounded by some liquid, some water in there. And whenever we are clarifying those waters, we are literally clarifying the waters of our intuition. So that's why I call it waters. Okay, so number 2 is practice going within and connecting to your heart or higher self when making choices, as opposed to the logic and brain. And this is a really simple, mindful practice that can create massive impact in your life. Number 3, call yourself a clear channel and believe it to be so. Your mindset is a key aspect of clarifying your intuitive waters. And when you believe it to be true, you will experience it to be true. So if you're someone who already has a deep intuitive connection, never stop exploring, asking what else is possible? What else is available to me at this moment? And again, with the rapid expansion of ascension energies, you never know what insight or path or magical soul connection awaits you. So the second flow of cleansing waters, in my perspective, is emotional waters. And to me, emotions are water. So that's why I call them emotional waters. And our emotions connect us deeply to the emotions of all versions of ourselves. It's our connecting piece with our Akashic records. So you might resonate with this as you feel this strong emotion in your life. And then maybe you notice you kind of feel like this, it feels familiar, like a soul memory or an energy of other lifetimes. That's you connecting into your Akashic records. These are calls from your Akash to allow the clearing and unfolding of wrapping up and or remembering karmic energies. So you're here in this life and you have the availability, whether you're doing it consciously or not, to put to rest lifetimes of unprocessed emotional states that are really clouding the waters of anchoring into who you truly are. So this helps you to engage and reclaim those gifts from those lifetimes, as well as have a deeper connection to your truth and brilliance. On a collective level, this plays out as well. Humanity's waters are clouded by all the dissonance in the collective Akash, and with our commitment to doing the work, we're helping to clarify the waters and the Akash of all of humanity. So it's kind of a big deal, and it's really, really powerful that you are doing this work right now. So most listening are already going to be in a place where they are doing the work, where they're mindful of emotional patterns and working diligently to clarify the waters and bring in deeper aspects of self and truth. I know this can feel exhausting if you're at a challenging part in it, but this is exactly where we need to go. And the thing with this, and you can also kind of look at this as shadow work, is you kind of get through a layer of shadow work and then you're invited into a whole new way of being. And then eventually, whenever it's time for you to get into another level of being, you're going to go through some more shadow work. It's not just always shadow work, right? So just remember that there's an ebb and a flow to it. And right now it's the perfect beginning, this time of ascension that we're in right now. And the work that we're completing in this life is really going to help those future generations in their role of anchoring ascension and the transition. So we're here in this life to be a conduit for the divine in our own way. And clarifying these waters, we help to unite these aspects of ourselves and we gain a deeper picture and understanding of who we really are and why we're really here. To me, it's super exciting stuff. So my 3-part practical ascension practices to clarify emotional waters are, number 1, conscious emotional clarity. Don't let it get jumbled up. Journal it, talk about it, contemplate it in a meditation or a walk. The jumble of emotions can keep you in feelings of overwhelm and burnout, and your energy is sometimes just being used up by trying to float your head above water in the jumble. So when you pay attention to the emotions and work with them, remember that they are tools. They're not terrorists. The emotions are not there to destroy you and to make you suffer. They are tools. Number 2 is to practice discernment when something is off. Address them, don't repress them. So this ties right in with letting emotions unravel. Often the emotions are just below the surface, but something feels slightly off. So pay attention and remember these emotions are tools for ascension. And number 3 is face emotions head on. So often emotions need to simply be acknowledged and felt to be processed. And whenever you're clearing energy from your cache, that's often what you're going to feel. And this doesn't have to be like a ritual or process where you're even connected into your records. This can happen throughout your day where something just kind of feels familiar. And when you let yourself face that emotion, you can begin to be moving through those quite quickly. So I do encourage you, though, to find your favorite process of moving through more challenging emotions, those sticky ones. So get to know yourself on an emotional level and how to tell when an emotion is really there out of habit and just kind of something that you can easily and quickly shift out of, or if it requires a deeper release. So personally, whenever I am in need of a deeper release, I'm a big fan of shamanic work, journaling, and EFT to really get in there with the emotions. So the focus of my perspective on Ascension Impact is really the combined clarifying of waters of intuition and emotion, knowing that, of course, like everything, they flow and work together to create an impact on your life, that of the collective, and that of all future generations. So this is a simple message to keep on with the work. You are needed and you are exactly where you need to be. Stay strong in the challenges, because the more you connect to your soul self, your soul desired emotions, and the more you clarify, expand, and explore, the more joyful it all becomes. It's really worth the challenges and the struggles, because on the other side of each one of these is more of your soul truth ready to come to the surface. And there's no better feeling than being anchored in who you really are, free from restrictions, and ready to impact ascension in your own way. So I've added additional resources for you to work with clarifying the waters of your intuitions and emotions. So you can check those out in the show notes below. And again, stay tuned for the rest of the series. Thank you so much for listening today. And I encourage you to keep the flow going and contemplate in your own way what Ascension Impact means for you. Thank you so much for listening.